What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Clone Wars Chronological Rewatch. I'm sure this is confusing because I know that this episode is not going to come out during Christmas unless it takes an entire year, which I hope it doesn't. But today we're finishing up the D Squad arc with Point of No Return. We made it. We made it through one of the most notorious arcs in the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
What did you think of it?
There were parts that I liked. You know, I always like getting to see the droids have a certain amount of spotlight time, especially R2. Gascon, no comment.
Well, you were asking, like, whatever happened to him by the end of the episode? You were like, is he still around? Like, where is he? So I think you care a little bit more than you're willing to say.
I mean, I remember saying something like, well, the way that I would like to see him pop back up is maybe, like, if we go back to, what's the bar in Bad Batch?
On Ord Mantell?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that would be cool.
Like, I want to see him with some of those droids sitting around a table at a bar, just, like, telling war stories.
And like, yeah, they need help. And on top of that, like, maybe he's even trying to help droids from the war, I don't know, find a new home or something. That would honestly be, like, a nice continuation of his arc. Which is perfect. Great segue into the theme of the episode, which is that you must trust in others or success is impossible. And I think that doesn't really come into play so much in this specific episode, but it does tell the story of Meebur Gascon's arc.
Yeah.
Because
he started out being just, like, really stubborn and, you know, stuck up and thinking that he was going to do everything himself. And
yeah, these droids are just along for the ride.
Yeah, and, like, he would look down on the droids like, oh, how are you going to help me? Like, you're just going to hinder me. But by the end, he trusts them and they trust him.
Yeah, and like, the big thing that you see change in him is in that first episode, BZ gets fried when he tries to open a door. And he's like, whatever, let's leave him. And all the other droids are like, no, we're taking him. And he's like, fine, yeah, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And in this episode, he's very much like, no one gets left behind. Like, we're going back to get R2-D2. And it's actually the Whack, the pit droid that kind of pilots them away. And Meebur Gascon is distraught.
Mm-hmm.
While R2-D2 sacrifices himself to set off that bomb. Which I get, for anyone who hasn't seen the episode in a while, the droids hijack a Venator cruiser that is full of Rhydonium, and it's being set up as a bomb to as a Trojan horse to go destroy this Republic meeting where Anakin and Grand Moff Tarkin and a bunch of Imperial or Republic leaders are. So they're like, it's up to us to stop this bomb, and that's the mission that they all have to trust each other to accomplish. But
yeah,
I would say that they had already gained each other's trust by that point. And even BZ, who was hurt in the first episode, like, he trusts Gascon enough, and I think respects Gascon enough to sacrifice himself again.
Yeah.
Which I will say this episode had me distraught because I don't like seeing droid violence. It's almost like the version of seeing animals get hurt in movies. I'm like, don't do that.
Yeah.
These droids are precious.
And, like, I just feel like R2-D2 had a bunch of, like, really awesome moments in this arc. And then, yeah, he ends up sacrificing himself, which he's fine. He survives.
Yeah.
But there's a minute there where you're like, whoa, what happened? Did he blow up?
And he did. He was more damaged than I thought. Like, I have only seen this episode once before now, and I was like, surely he flies out with his boosters and is fine. And I was like, oh, wow, he really took a beating.
Yeah, he got to use his boosters a lot.
Yeah. That reminds me, because he bumps into one of those LEP servant droids, and you're like, the audience were like, should we trust this droid or not? And that's kind of part of it, is that droid wants to help rescue all of her fellow droids that were stuck on this ship, and they want to get off. And so D Squad has to learn to trust them and vice versa.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was just so much, like, a gonk droid gets shot. which I hated. Like, they're just helpless. Don't shoot a gonk droid,
Right.
of all things. And then that Treadwell droid was like trying to get across the hallway and he gets blown to bits. And I was like, this is horrible.
Man.
I should point out, it's not all, like, battle droids, I don't get upset when they're being torn apart, but that's what they're built for. Poor Treadwell. I don't know what he was doing there. He was in over his head.
Yeah.
But that's it for D Squad. We made it.
I'm glad the arc is over, but I appreciate it for what it is.
I was glad to revisit it, especially just knowing now about George Lucas's fondness for it and just getting to explore why. But I'm super excited to get into the next arc because it's the Darth Maul Shadow Collective arc with Death Watch and Black Sun and all that, and I love those episodes.
Yeah.
So yes. So that's what we'll be covering next time. Until then, please like this video, subscribe to the channel.
Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
And consider checking out our Patreon page where we've got audio commentaries for all of these episodes. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.